Well, welcome to another episode of Backwater Casting. We're going to do something a little different today. We've come into the lake with no pre-fishing whatsoever, and we're just going to go fishing, and we're going to just show it to you like it is. We're either going to find them or we're not. Hopefully we're going to find them. My guest today is my friend and neighbor, Jim Powell. Come on, join us for a day on the water. It's funny, it's really shallow. I mean, we're out, I don't know what that is, 80, 90 feet offshore, and we're still only in 4 feet of water.
Is that all we got here? We got lots of grass, have we?
The reason I stopped here is because just up here in front of us, there's a small creek that comes in here, and anytime there's a little creek or anything like that, you got the potential for minnows and stuff to be in that little area with a little bit of current. So we're going to go out and we're going to just work across this flat in front of that creek and see whether we can find any fish.
Rick, what kind of bait are you using?
Yeah, Jim, I'm using this little popper. It's a Jackall Pop Grande, and what we've done is we started off with two separate baits. I'm using the pop bar, and you've got a blue fox on, and we're just going to cover a little bit different depths of the water with it, and we'll see what happens. Whichever one works the best, maybe we'll both end up throwing it.
Yeah.
But I like top water is good any time of day, but I like the low light situation for a top water.
I've got a bass on here, Rick, and I got a rather nice one too. Well, we'll say it's nice considering
they all look big till they get to the boat.
Rick, it's my first one of the day. It's the biggest one I've caught so far.
Yeah, it's a lunker.
It's the biggest one I've caught today, Rick.
Yeah. Now watch your hands. Okay, so don't, yeah.
I may pass this up to you, Rick.
No, there you go.
So we didn't have to take it off. That was good.
Yep. He just pulled, he pulled that under just as slick as could be. Oh, no, I don't have a fish. So I just had a fish miss that top water. I'm gonna go back in there with a tube and just see if I can pick that up.
Okay. That looks nice.
There we go, nice little chunk. So this guy blew up on that SK Pop Grande topwater, and he didn't get it, and I tossed the tube back on him and got him. He's on black, isn't he? Very, very dark. Well, dark, dreary day too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look dark. So what would they be feeding on to be dark like that?
Jim, I think in here, like most of the New Brunswick lakes, there's a lot of yellow perch. There's probably a bunch of white perch. Crayfish in here for sure, which would put them up in around the rocks foraging. And the alewives come up in here in the spring, the Gaspro, so there would be young of the year Gaspro, you know, when that time comes. So they have quite a mixture, and any of the, sticklebacks and the little chub minnows and things like that. So they've got quite a variety of things to feed on. Water's warm, 70 degrees.
Okay. So what do you find like a good temperature? What are bass like, Rick?
I think it all depends, Jim, on what they're doing. Earlier in the year on the spawn, when the water starts to get up into the 60s, they'll move up, probably not so much here but because it's quite grassy, but they'll move up onto some of these big flats and sand and gravel and some big boulders, and they'll make a nest up there and they'll spawn.
Okay.
And then after they do that, they'll kind of rest a bit and drop back. They're kind of tired from it. And as the water gets up, they're a cold-blooded creature, so as the water warms up, their metabolism speeds up and they eat more.
Okay.
So right now, the water temperature today is 70.6 right now. And these fish should definitely, we find them, they're going to be feeding. Right now, we're just seeing some scattered fish, but if we can find a concentration of them, they'll be feeding.
Okay.
Then later on, that'll be all summer, they'll continue like that. And then later on in the year, when the temperatures start to drop again, they'll start to feed up in preparation for the winter, because we have a long winter here, and they don't, it's not that they're dormant, but they don't feed a lot in the winter because they don't want to expend the energy, and they'll go out into deep water. So in the fall of the year, you can really catch a bunch of them, bunched up, because they'll really get tight together in schools and they'll be feeding heavy. So everything changes throughout the season. So our first spot didn't work out so well. We had one to the boat and 2 misses. So we moved down the lake about a half a mile, and we're going to try in around these rocks because there are a lot of crayfish in this lake. And when you go in around, there's a grass line in there as well. It's only about 4 feet deep, but there's a nice grass line on the edge of that hard bottom. So we're going to give a spin through there and see what happens. Way in too.
Way in?
Yeah, not a real big one, but I like them when they jump. There's nothing that's, in a non-tournament day, a smallmouth in the air can be a lot of fun.
Isn't it?
Tournament
Beautiful
day,
to look
you
at.
just get down. There you go.
Look at this, will you? Yeah. Come on up.
Again, that's the joy of that Pop Grande. He got both sets of trebles in there. The bait is just the right size for them to get the whole thing in there. You know, just a nice little, and a big fish gets it all. Anyway, he's just a little fella. Big little belly on him. Yeah,
They're
he's
dark,
fat.
Rick, aren't they today?
He's a fat little guy. Yeah, they've been eating good.
Nice little fish, Rick.
First, oh no,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
not the same fish. Not the same fish. Throw your topwater over there. The other fish was bigger.
Okay.
I would definitely go that direction. But yeah, the first fish jumped right over it. I will admit, I am super careful with these smaller guys because they will beat and thrash and they will put those hooks in you. Oh, he's little too. Want your blue fox back?
What do you fit? You're not fishing a blue fox, are you?
No, I got a popper on.
Okay.
I got that SK Pop Grande.
Pop Grande.
Big names, I'll tell you. They put big names on them. There he goes. So I swapped out and I went to a Senko and just tossed that out there. Boys, they are tough. Holy smokes. Come on out of there, young man. You're just not that big. You're not a giant.
But still, it's a nice fighting fish, Rick.
Yeah.
So what'd you take that one on?
It's a Senko.
Senko? And Rick, how do you rig that bait?
This is Texas rigged. So what I'm doing, I'll just do it over again. So I'm going to take the hook down into the bait, just about to the bend right there. I'm going to push it out. I'm going to pull the bait all the way up, that line out of the way, and turn it around. I turn the bait back around on the hook so that it's laying like this. And then I'm going to put that through from the bottom. It comes out on top. And I'm going to push the plastic ahead just a little bit and let it come back over the hook point. So that's a Texas rig bait. It's weedless, and yet it's only just barely hooked there, so if a fish hits it, it'll pop out. And I must have landed on this guy's head because that bait was going sideways as soon as I picked the rod, lifted the rod tip up.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Boy, yeah, look at that. The belly on that guy is just huge. Yeah, nice fish.
That is.
Yeah.
So what do you say the knot was you used?
I use a Palomar knot on almost everything, and that's just called the Texas rig because you're basically skin hooking that point of that hook into the plastic, so it's relatively weedless and snag proof, and it's still just lightly hooked enough that you get a fish, it pops it right off.
Don't go down around the motor. No, you're not going around the motor. You're definitely not going around the motor.
Want me to handle that, Jim?
Yeah, Rick, because you're probably going to do it in
Just
such a
swing
way
it all the way over here.
that you're not going to get it in your finger. There. Where there's one, there's more. You haven't got another one on.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, these might not be the biggest fish in the lake, but they don't know it.
They're good fighters, aren't
Yeah,
they?
That's right.
You're kind of in the welterweight class now, I think. Nice job, Rick.
They don't quit. Just puked up a big piece of perch or something there.
Yeah.
A big old wide gap hook, and he got her. He threw up a big perch or something there.
Did
when
he?
Yeah.
I say, Rick, they're all about the same size in her, hey? Just under 2 pounds.
He says, I'm bigger than that.
Yeah.
Don't say I'm little.
Well, that's not bad. Nice big fat belly on it.
Yep. Yeah, he's one of those ones that wants to put a hook in me.
Oh, yeah.
This is payback.
In that way, because I know there's got to be a nice fish right there.
There we go. There.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, nice fish, Rick. Nice fish.
Yep, that's a good one.
I got to keep it away from the engine here now.
On a net.
I don't know. What do you think?
Yep.
I think this is the trophy fish, Rick.
He's good.
Nice net. Nice job on the net. Nice job. I like that. How's that? Good hold? Okay, what's that, about 2.5 pounder, Rick?
Yep.
You got that one. Bring
That
him
is
in, Rick.
so bizarre.
Bring him in, Rick. Let me cast up there. Bring him in.
Go ahead, just cast right over me.
Yeah. No, not till you got.
Oh, he's almost to the boat. Just throw.
Let's see if this will do anything. Curious.
There's 2 of them there.
You don't have 2 on.
No, but there's another one underneath trying to get it.
Oh yeah.
If that was a crankbait with more than one hook, I might have got them both. The other one looked to be, but look again, look at how fat they are. These fish are really feeding up heavy.
Yeah.
They are fat.
Rick, what'd you get that one on?
That one came on a green pumpkin Senko. So just gonna re-rig it, and might have to give one to Jim. They're not after the top water. I thought this would fish better here because we got a bunch of cabbage weed underneath the boat. And I just figured they'd be in this stuff. The rod's not bent real hard.
Smaller than the other one.
There's one. We got another double. Mine doesn't feel real big either. There we go. El Slimo. I got a real fish here, so.
You got a real fish?
Yeah, bass.
I'm gonna need the pliers, Rick.
Okay.
Oh, that's a nice fish. Gee, that felt so nice when I had that on then. Got him?
There you go.
They take them down, don't they?
Yeah. Welcome back to Backwater Casting. In this part of the show, Jim Powell and I are having a ball catching smallmouth bass here on Spednick Lake. This is a beautiful large lake with almost no pressure on this end of it, and the fish are everywhere from 2 feet out to 42 feet. Great place to go for a fish.
Rick, what's the strategy for fishing here?
Well, what we're doing on here, Jim, is we've got our, the shore's right there, 40 feet in front of us, and we're in almost 40 feet of water right here. So we have a really sharp bank, which is why we went to plastic. And I'm just throwing in towards the color change where I know it's dropping off, and I'm just working my bait right down the bank. And the same, getting the same effect with your tube. Just let it come down the bank and drop into the deep water.
Okay.
And we'll do this for a few minutes, and if we don't get bit, we shall move along. There you go.
Like that? I got to keep that away from the motor is what I got to do.
Timing, as they say, is everything.
Stay away from the motor.
Boys, he's giving you a fight.
Isn't he? But he's not.
No, isn't that something? He swallowed it. Almost for sure. Yep.
He did, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
That's a nice one I got, Rick, if you can get it on hooked.
I'm just going to toss him back.
You still
Oh, there's
got...
2 of them. There's another fish underneath them.
Is
Throw
there?
your tube right on top of mine, Jim. Just drop it right in there. Sometimes they'll both bite. Even though they're not huge, you get the 2 of them at the same time. It's all good. There we go. Yeah, he
You
had
see
a
that
little
one, Rick? Oh, he's a little nicer.
Yeah, well, his little buddy was with him though. There was 2 of them there.
Okay, here we go. Now,
That's not big.
Look at this, will you?
Yeah, he changed direction on you.
Look at this, will you? Look.
Yeah. Holy smokers.
Come here, little girl. Come here. Come here. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. I don't want to hurt you. Nice little fish.
Yeah. Sign of a healthy population of mixed sizes.
Oh, that looks better, Rick.
A little bit. Oh, he has. He's actually not bad. He's not bad. He's not bad. Again, I'm amazed how fat they are. They are really feeding up on something.
Any size of that, Rick?
This one is 1.5 pounds, maybe. There he is. There he is. Now these fish, I don't know whether it's because it's a little brighter, but they don't seem to be quite as dark. I guess he's still pretty black. It's one thing with these little hooks to try and get my hand in there to get that little hook out. But anyway, there he goes.
Oh,
yes.
a fly. Rick, a fly. I feel like I'm down in Barbados.
That was an Olympic class fish.
It's a flying fish.
A high jumper.
I think you're going to have to do the job on him, Rick.
Get her in.
No, I think the hook is right down in him. That's just the tube there. See what I mean?
Yeah. Come on, stop spinning.
Rick, how are you going to get that out?
So what I'm going to do here, the fish has got that jig straight down in his gullet. And if I try and take it straight out, I'm probably going to kill the fish, even if he swims away. So what I'm doing is I look and see which direction the eye of the hook is in, and it's pointing this way. So I'm going to go in underneath his gill plate, and I'm going to grab the eye of the hook and pull it down through the gill plate like that. And I'm going to push up, and there's the hook, just like that. So that fish, not even a drop of blood, the hook is out, and no ripping and tearing.
Excellent. So Rick, what is it you've got on this? Totally different from what I'm using.
What I'm throwing, Jim, is a drop shot. So this one, you've got your weight in the tube.
Yeah.
I have my weight 14 inches below my hook with a chewed up Senko that the bass have taken both ends off of that. And the principle with this is just to have it, you keep the line tight, so it's like this on the bottom. And you can just wiggle it a little bit if you want, although we're moving quite a bit in the wind. And they'll come and pick that up. And that's I like these. It's a walking sinker. They're cheap, and it'll slide over the rocks where some of the other stuff sticks in the rocks and you're breaking off all the time. But these are great, really good for deep water fishing especially. And if you can see them on the sonar, it's even better because it's got enough weight. I use a 1/2 ounce, and you can just drop that thing straight down and get on them. I was trying to get in behind it, and all of a sudden it went thump. Yeah, he's not bad either. That might be the biggest one I caught on this bank, and I was snagged. Oh. Come out of there. Yes, sir. Whoa, he's not done yet.
Oh, no. Look how thick that fish is, Rick.
Yeah.
He's really thick through, isn't it? Just look at it.
Yeah, he got her too. There, that was harder with that tiny hook. He pulled that right off the snag. I mean, that's pretty obliging. I was trying to get in behind it to pull it off, and all of a sudden it went thump, and it was off, and fish was on. But it's a fish.
It's absolutely majestic, Rick.
It is. Is he blue on the chin?
He is. Really cold water.
I thought maybe he was eating dragonflies or something. I've seen them get it when those blue dragonflies are hatching. All the fish seem to have a blue mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, he thinks he's a big guy, but he's a little guy. Feisty. He threw my bait away. He's actually bigger than I thought, but he's actually chunky. I'm amazed at the girth. And get off. There we go. That fish has got a huge girth to him for his length, and across there too. I mean, they're just, I don't know what they're gorging on. I keep hoping to see a fin sticking out of the mouth and I get a look, but they're definitely feeding heavy. That's a beauty fish. We're going to give you a little tip here. Might save you a lost fish someday. A lot of times we see people do that. Got it hooked in the eye, bait's out of the way, not swinging around. What's happening is you've got a ceramic insert on your guide, and that hook will eventually chip that insert. So what you should do in the back is hook it in the wire behind the guide. You accomplish the same thing, but you're actually not touching any of the ceramic. So it's still there, but it's in behind the wire guide. Just might save you a couple of lost fish. Yes, sir. 2 casts, 2 fish.
Can't do any better than that.
No, the fun part is watching. Both times they jumped right over it, and then they come back. I just kept winding it, and they come back and hit it again. Yeah.
That sounds like a nice fish.
Yeah, we're in about 9 feet of water in here.
Okay.
Yeah, sir. That's a nice fish.
That is. Got shoulders, Rick, that fish
Yeah, I
has.
gotta give him a little more line before I flip him up. Yeah, fat,
Beautiful.
fat.
How big is that one, Rick?
Oh, I don't know. I'm thinking 2 something.
Oh my Lord, Rick, hold on now, hold on.
Oh, you got one too?
Hold on.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Hold on now. Rick, look at this, nice little one.
Oh, it's another good one, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a couple of really good fish right here.
I like this. I'm gonna bring this one in now without hurting them. That's on that silver fox, Rick.
Yeah,
That's a good lure.
yeah.
And that braided line is excellent.
Well, that Power Pro is just absolutely rock solid. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no stretch.
Yeah. The only thing is I don't like the triple hooks for I don't want to hurt the fish.
You want pliers?
No, I think I can get it. I don't want to hurt him or her. Okay, there you go. Not bad little look of fat there.
They're fat, I know. It's amazing how they're all chunked. Yeah, that was a good one, Jim. That was definitely bigger than the one I had.
So he took it right off the snag
You
again
took it
for
right
you.
off the snag again. Yeah, it's the second time. Another nice fish,
That's
too.
a nice fish.
Yeah. Chasing them around, trying to get them. Yeah, nice. We got a long extended point coming out of there, and we're sitting out here in 11. It rolls off really fast to 15, and they're just sitting up there. That one I was on a snag, and I was moving the boat forward to get it off the snag because I'm fishing the drop shot, but I was still moving it, and all of a sudden it went whack. So the smallmouth come over and ate the bait and got me off the snag as well. Look how clear that water is too. You see him coming up from way down. And we're sitting out in 12 feet of water, and I can see him way down there, even with no sun. He just puked up a piece of a crayfish. Come on.
nice.
Yeah, I'm amazed the bellies on them. They're all fat. Well, we've had a full day out here on the water, Jim and I. We started off in a little creek way up at the other end of the lake. We went down and we did another creek and a big flat and stuff in between, and now we're fishing a deep point. It just comes out off of that island. We're sitting out here in 14 feet of water. Just had one on the top water. So we've looked at a couple of different things on the lake. This definitely has a bunch of fish on it right here, which is good and a great way to end the day. So we've had a lot of fun filming this. I hope you enjoy watching.